The annual Gilded Age Gala at the Sterling Estate was the kind of event where the guests wore more sequins than common sense, and the champagne flowed faster than the conversation. I was standing on the marble veranda trying to adjust my uncomfortable velvet mask when I noticed a shadowy figure skittering toward the guest house with a heavy-duty duffel bag. Initially, I thought it was just a caterer making a late delivery, but when I saw him pull out a set of lockpicks and a tactical flashlight, the adrenaline spiked through my system. Instead of panicking or calling for a security team that would surely ruin the vibe, I slipped back into the ballroom and rounded up the Gatsby crew, a group of former fraternity brothers who were now high-powered lawyers and architects, but still possessed the chaotic energy of 20-year-olds. I pointed out the window, and within seconds a plan was hatched that was far more creative than a simple citizen's arrest. We didn't rush him with anger. We approached with the silent, coordinated precision of people who had spent too much time watching heist movies. The burglar was so focused on the safe in the study that he didn't hear 10 men in tuxedos surround the room. When he finally turned around, he dropped his bag in pure shock, looking like he'd seen a ghost from a 1920s horror film. Rather than tackling him, the guys grabbed several rolls of gold leaf decorative ribbon and a massive velvet curtain that had been staged for a photo booth. Before the man could even find his voice to plead for mercy, he was hoisted into the air and spun like a human top. The group worked with terrifying efficiency, wrapping him from his chin to his ankles in layer after layer of shimmering gold ribbon, effectively turning him into a high-end, human-sized mummy. To ensure he couldn't wiggle free, they used several rolls of heavy-duty packing tape they found in the pantry, sealing the gold ribbon until he was a stiff, metallic pillar. Not wanting him to feel left out of the party's theme, someone found a stray feather boa and a pair of oversized glittery 2026 glasses, which they perched precariously on his face. The golden mummy was then carried back into the main ballroom and propped up next to the grand piano as a piece of living art. For the next 2 hours, the party reached a fever pitch. Guests who had no idea he was a real criminal came up to take selfies with him, tucking cocktail napkins into his ribbon folds and offering him hors d'oeuvres he couldn't possibly eat. He stood there, eyes wide and darting back and forth in a mix of profound confusion and sheer terror, while a jazz band played a high-tempo version of Sing, Sing, Sing right next to his head. When the police finally arrived after being delayed by a minor traffic accident down the road, the sergeant walked into the room and stopped dead, staring at the blinking, feathered, gold-wrapped statue leaning against the mahogany. He didn't even try to maintain a professional demeanor. He just leaned against the wall and laughed until he was red in the face, noting that this was the most prestigious arrest of his entire career. The officers eventually had to carry the suspect out like a piece of rolled-up carpet because he was too tightly bound to walk, and as the patrol car pulled away, we could see the gold ribbon reflecting the streetlights through the back window, a shimmering souvenir of the night we turned a felony into the highlight of the gala.